Whether you're a six-figure seller or brand new to Amazon, the best way to avoid failure is to learn from people's mistakes. My mistakes, we're going to be looking at my mistakes. So just for a quick bit of context, I started a reselling side hustle when I was 17, which was 9 years ago now, holy fuck. I was comfortably turning over more than 10K a month. I had a warehouse, an accountant, and I documented the entire journey from start to finish on this YouTube channel. However, like most IKEA furniture I build, the business eventually fell apart.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Thank you. I'm here for the rest of the video. So to spin a negative into a positive, I wanted to make a video kind of explaining why the business failed eventually and what you could do to avoid it from happening to you too. Reason 1, finances. Profit margins vary for all resellers depending on the month, the products they sell, the platforms they sell on, amongst a myriad of different reasons. Very big word there, myriad. My business was averaging about 20 to 30% profit margins, which for my type of Amazon reselling business, that was pretty standard. This means if I was to do 10K before any other expenses are taken into account other than cost of goods, I would do about £2,000 a month in profit. And £2,000 a month doesn't sound too bad, but then you take into account the fact that I was paying about £600 a month for a warehouse, about £500 a month to pay back a business loan, £150 a month for an accountant. Quick side note, I was really overpaying for an accountant and I had no idea at the time. £200 for a van loan and £150 for subscriptions. These numbers are kind of a rough estimate. I'm not going to go through and get it all very specific, but imagine it around that point. But that takes that £2,000 down to only £400, and this is still before any variable costs like fuel and packing materials and things like that. And on top of that, this was a full-time thing. I needed to feed myself, I needed to live, so you can imagine how £400 a month before your variable costs and your costs of living, not very much. So looking back in hindsight, the obvious thing that I should have done is do like an overview of my finances and cut back where I should have monthly to make sure that everything was able to kind of run in a profitable and healthy way. But at the time, in my mind, I was like, I have an accountancy firm that deals with all of this kind of out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Also, another side note, the accountancy firm that I was overpaying for went bust and shut down. So the main takeaway for this point really is to actually track every penny and really know where you're at financially in terms of profit, all of your different expenses and things like that month over month, so you don't end up over provisioning yourself like I did. Reason 2, income diversification. A lot of resellers would consider themselves to have a fairly diverse business. They might be selling on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, all at the same time. However, most of those reselling businesses will have only one specific platform, which is their primary source of income, which isn't true diversification. Again, let's take me for example. When you're selling on third-party platforms, you're never really in full control. I thought I was diversifying my business because I was selling on Amazon, eBay, and Depop all at the same time. But Amazon decided to suspend my account under a policy breach of something called collusion. I didn't even know what that was at the time. It's a very long story, maybe a story for another time, but it took about 2 months worth of daily effort from me to get the account back after I was incorrectly suspended. If you were to take all of my income streams at that time and put them together, Amazon probably made up about 70% of it, and for that to go, just like that, I wasn't really left with it enough to be able to keep the business afloat and running for a very long time. So the main takeaway for this point is to really put some focus on building up the diversity in where your income streams are coming from, because odds are, if you're a reseller right now, you probably have a few different channels that you're selling through, but you most likely have a main one. If that was taken away today, how long do you think that your business would really survive? Before we move on to the final reason why the business eventually failed and what you can do to prevent it, I would like to thank today's video sponsor, the subscribe button. I'm currently in the process of restarting a new reselling business with a bit more of a focus around it actually becoming a brand. And if you'd like to join me along that journey, I would be incredibly grateful if you could subscribe. Anyway, back to the video. Reason 3, stop, look, listen. I know that's a phrase used to teach kids to cross a road without getting walloped by a car, but it also goes for business too. Walloped. I'm the type of person to kind of just go full steam ahead and not really consider the pros and cons of what I'm doing, And I kind of attack things with the mindset of the more I'm doing, the better I'm doing, and any issues I run into, I'll just resolve later. When in reality, taking some time to step back and just kind of observe what's going on around you in your business is incredibly, incredibly important. Whether it's looking deeper into stock before making a purchasing decision, looking at the price history, competition, the product's life cycle, there's so many different areas just product focused that you should be paying more attention to, but even down to spending some time to work out what the best way to structure your day for maximum productivity would be. I guess it really comes down to the saying of work smart, not hard. However, that's not me telling you to not work hard. If you don't have any employees in your business, you are absolutely everything. So you need to have a combination of working smart and hard. You can't be either or. I really want this video to be a space that provides as much value as it can, so I actually have an ask from you. If you own or used to own a business, leave one of the biggest lessons that you've learned down in the comments below. Not only to help me, but to also kind of help anyone else in the community know what works and what they should be avoiding from maybe other people's perspectives that isn't just mine. But I hope I was able to provide some sort of value throughout this video. I appreciate all of you for watching, especially anyone who's watched it all the way to the end. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.